This is better, isn't it?
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and Androids and Androids and lasers.
One more thing, I know it's sidechain after sidechain. For the lead tail, I want to take the compression, put it on top, and then we sidechain from the kick.
Androids and lasers.
Yes, and both of them. Right? We can look ahead even.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
Okay, it's too loud obviously, and there is like a bit of
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
this is just so that I can compensate because it's a bit getting louder and louder. So if you say we are starting like 2 here, we can go down. Wait, too much.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
Now the reason I'm clipping and maximizing is that if this sound left unchecked, it may create really big problems on master because it's really fat. On the other hand, there is also a lot of variation. We made it really dynamic. So I'm trying to kind of balance it, and the crisp algorithm over here focuses more on the high end so that when it's, for example, maximizing or making it less loud, it's actually trying to cut more from the low end, meaning that those are already like a bit in the track so that we have the bass and low and everything. So if we take a little bit from there, nobody will notice. But if you take it from the highs, everybody will notice. That's the reason I'm like preferring the crisp algorithm.
Androids and lasers.
wondering why the sound get a bit worse here, because we don't have anything here. And the thing is, I'm gonna go down like here and then, because we're gonna close it up, and I will probably prefer if we take this and take this part. I want to really close it up, probably like this, right, and this, and then go even down here. Oops. For example, too bright. Great, we will probably go more here. Maybe something like this.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
Too much. I think we have to control these guys a bit more, and this. Let's listen one more time.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
It sounds better with that. It just gets a bit of this clipping distortion, and it makes it crispier somehow.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
I feel like when we open up too much, it's clipping too much, it loses like transient. Always kind of fine. And then we go in there, right? Let me listen one more time.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
I think here we should go a bit more down. Too much. Okay, the mix is not there. So the volumes are a bit too dynamic. The way I deal with these things, if I feel like I have to automate everything, I just actually flatten this one in the mixing stage, and then you just manually adjust the volumes. Just play with the gain, and that's it. It's the fastest and easiest way I come across. And I'm gonna do it for now. I'm aware that it's a bit too loud in some parts, and I'm gonna keep it that way because, like I said, I know that I can solve it easily later on. But let's see if we need something else.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
That worked there, and shall we do this? Better? On that we can improve here. What if we use that? Okay, we used it already. That's perfect. That's definitely overkill. Here, actually, I prefer cooling down. That means if we go to here, there, and then device on. Maybe we should actually close down. I don't know, we will see. Kind of works. take this, reverse, oops, cancel. Actually, let's try this. Kind of like that. By the way, you could just always show automated parameters to avoid all the lists, but I didn't do it for some reason. You can actually this is better. Alright, save, let me see, 44 minutes. It's going well. We are taking 3 parts in an hour. In this speed, 2 more or 1 more, we are done. So what I'm expecting here, of course, is like going like this until the end, and we will have, let's say, 70% of the track. Then of course we will listen 1 more time and see which part of the track we should improve again, until we realize that, okay, this is good enough, we should go for mix now and then master. But the track is really coming together now, kind of.
Androids and lasers.
that's it. I'm gonna pause here. I will probably... The lead is still not really 100% there. We come back to that later. We'll probably cut it off earlier as well. Let me hear here one more time.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
That's up with my kick. Yeah, that's up with my kick.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
That part we have to fix, obviously. Now we are fixing kind of the part we shouldn't need to, but while I'm on it, let me fix it, otherwise we may forget it later on. But that is it.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
Alright, let's stop here and then take a break and come back.